Installation was surprisingly easy for an operating system of this age. It even partitioned and formatted the hard drive. Note the grey on blue colour scheme with a status bar at the bottom. This set a trend that continues to this day. MS-DOS 5.0 by default booted to a simple file manager called DOS Shell. This is similar to Windows 1.0 and 2.0 in many ways, and supported mouse control, but was not capable of multitasking and cannot really be considered a relative of Windows. Before Windows installation began, some MS-DOS applications were installed, namely Monkey Island and Doom 2. These were very popular games at the time, and will test Windows' ability to cooperate with older programs. Once Monkey Island was verified working and a suitable number of imps had been dispatched, the Windows installation program was launched. The installation for Windows 1.0 isn't quite as pretty as MS-DOS 5 as it is a few years older, but it is by no means difficult to use. No pointing device was selected, as only serial mice are supported and VMware doesn't emulate one. Windows also predates VGA, so EGA graphics were selected. Notice the ASCII art rendering of a floppy drive. Once installed, it started up perfectly and the applications all worked. There aren't really any settings to modify other than win.ini, so after playing with Windows Right for a while and reminiscing about Steve Ballmer, it was on to Windows 2.0. Windows 2.0 asks a few extra questions, but apart from that, the installation looks very similar. Since it supports PS2 mice, that option was selected. The upgrade procedure doesn't make any attempt to keep any settings, and merely keeps a backup of win.ini so that settings can be ported across manually. On first glance, Windows 2.0 looks like 1.0 with a more conservative colour scheme. Windows Right has a few extra features, and there's a control panel to modify the settings in win.ini and install fonts and printers. From this control panel, a distinctive colour scheme was selected: a pink desktop background, red window title bar, and yellow menu bar. Finally, Doom 2 and Monkey Island were tested for their ability to launch from Windows. Both games launched with no problems. The Windows 3.0